This is being recorded right after the end of that last video that will be posted. These will be posted probably at the same exact time. And so yeah, but this is just so I can talk about the books that I want to read a little more. It's crazy. I should have never let that video get to 20 minutes long. But 25 minutes of just nonsense. But this video is specifically about the books that I want to read. Because I think I said in like my little New Year's resolution video or whatever it is that I wanted to read more this year. And I've been wanting to read more nonfiction. All of last year I wanted to read nonfiction, but I was just I guess I was just not in the right space to read as much as I wanted to. And this year, like I have a long a long list of books that I want to read and that I know will only do me right. Like The Color of Law, The Assassination of Fred Hampton, um what is it? The biography of John Brown or whatever it is, or the John Brown book by W.E.B. Du Bois. Um Franz Fanon, um Ashada Shakur's autobiography, I think it is. I'm gonna read that. I'm gonna read um some of those, like one of those Malcolm X compilation essay books or whatever it is, speech books or whatever. I'm gonna read a couple of those. Well, one of those, and then also the Malcolm X autobiography, and then I said Fred Hampton already. Huey P. Newton, Kwame Ture, just everybody. Well, when I say everybody, I mean everybody black. But because I consider myself a leftist only because that's just like it's like a broad spanning thing that really means nothing. It just means like for the most part socially progressive, I guess, and like just progressive in a certain way. Like to the left of what's happening now. That's what a leftist is. So whatever like the center party is doing. So like for America it's the Democrats, for the United States it's the Democrats, and yeah, so the center party, whatever they're doing, is to the left of them. So that could be anything. That could literally be anything. It could mean like wanting healthcare. That's it. But I do want more than that, and I know that I care about more than just those things. But I just know like I just need to read more. Like I've read probably like nothing. I've never read the Communist Manifesto or none of that. I've not read any of that, but I don't consider myself one of those people that says like my lived experience made me XYZ. No, because I'm surrounded by people that have a very similar lived experience as me, and they are not as socially, economically, politically conscious as I am. So I do understand that just because you lived it doesn't mean you understand it. And a lot of people don't get that. Just because you lived it does not mean you understand it. Like, it's just that simple. Like, you can learn more about the situation that you're in. And that's why education and literacy is so important. Like, like, uh, with, like, slavery, with Jim Crow. Yes, the people was living it. And in that moment, like, they knew what needed to happen, but there was so much more that knowledge, like gaining knowledge about even your own circumstances can open you up more to like more opportunities. And I just, I know reading will give me that information in ways that I think will be even more impactful to me, because like obviously I know the history of these situations, right? I know the history of Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, um, the Black Panther Party. I know the history of it, but I don't actually like I know the history and I know the concepts, but I don't know what these people were saying. Like I don't like I know what one essay from Martin Luther King, the one that he wrote in prison. That's the one that I know. That's the one I know because I learned it like literally every single year of school. That's the one they make you read. They make you read it and they make you analyze it and they make you like go through the language of it and everything. That's the one I know. And obviously I read like things separately from out of school and stuff. Um and I learned more about these people that I learned about. Now I didn't learn anything about Malcolm X in school. I knew about Malcolm X because I am black. Okay, that's just like they just throw they put Malcolm X as like a little seasoning just so they can mention his name in school, but they don't ever actually teach you anything about him. They don't. They literally don't. They'll be like, Malcolm X and then Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King was da 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 da, and that's it. That's where you hear Malcolm X. You hear him as just like one of those people that was there when they was doing the civil rights stuff. And the same with the Black Panther Party. I honestly don't know if the words Black Panther Party ever came out of any of my teachers' mouths. Now, I know for a fact that I have an education, like my public school education, because I went to public school, especially in like when it pertains to American history, was very different than a lot of people's, and maybe not even very different, but I actually paid attention because I know there's some people that are in the environment I'm in. I know they learned what I learned because it was curriculum stuff that we learned, and they did not retain any of that information, and it's very sad. But they didn't retain any of the information. Like, there's people that are my age that I went to school with that said they didn't learn about what's the name, internment camps. They didn't learn about the Japanese internment camps, and I'm like, you're a liar, because yes, you did learn about the Japanese internment camps. Like, don't sit here and say you didn't learn about them. You did. You did learn about them. But people don't pay attention. And that's what you gotta realize. You gotta sit back and be like, wait a minute. Y'all wasn't paying attention in school. Now, that's just for my area. So, the area I'm in, we all have the same curriculum. The public schools aren't teaching different things. They have to teach like the same things. And the teachers know each other and they talk to each other, but that's like one thing. Now, I know, well, it's not that I know, but I'm pretty sure, I have an idea because I have friends in different states, that they actually aren't learning that. They not learning what I learned. And that, like, it was like shocking me. I was very shocked. And then I was like, oh, like, it's actually like that's bad, like that's serious. And I need adults to start reading. I need people to read. And I'm reading nonfiction, fiction. I mostly read fiction, but I also only read, not only, but I really read a lot of Black American fiction. So it's like in American like historical fiction. So it's like, I don't know. I have a different perspective. I'm like pro black or something, like inadvertently. It's not a conscious decision to be this way. That's just how I am, because I care about my people and I care about everybody. And so, that's just what it is. But realizing that so many people just do not have a baseline of knowledge about everything, like, and also the compassion to, I mean, not the compassion. Some people are lacking compassion, yes, but they don't have like the curiosity to want to learn more. Like there's benefit to living in the moment and just going with the flow of things, but history influences your current reality, because I was just talking about this, about like everything that's happening, Venezuela, Minnesota, and all of that, and how it's just like a cycle. But it's not like a full cycle, it's just a repetition, because the goals from the beginning are almost the exact same. It's just different people trying to do the same thing in different places. And I can't even say different people are trying to do it, because I said this before in the conversation I had. Like, when it came to like the Venezuela situation, America has a 100-0 track record, where every time they went somewhere to do something, had the same goal every single time, and it always was dirty. They was gonna always do somebody dirty, and that is just a fact. And things like that, like, because it's not an extra mile, because I learned, because I had the curiosity to learn. Like, I learned that part of the reason that they didn't want the Black Panthers and everybody, you know, being loud and out about how they felt about Vietnam, because that was a serious situation. They was killing people over there in the United States for protesting the Vietnam War. Okay, so protesting Vietnam War at home, and protesting things at home, like protesting, like right now is this, like right now, like looks like the civil rights movement. I'm not lying. Right now looks like the civil rights movement to me. It's like barking like a duck. Barking like a duck. It's barking like a dog. It's quacking like a duck, and it looks like the civil rights movement. Like, it looks like it to me. And so I'm like, wait, like I need to read what was written by these people then. I need to read what the people in 1955 to 1773 or whatever. I mean 1973. I don't know when the Vietnam War ended. Sorry, y'all. But I need to know what the people from the 1950s to the 1970s, I need 50s to 70s, I need to read what my people were saying during that time, because I know that's why they killed Martin Luther King. Listen, the United States of America, the fundamentals of this government, what this country was built on, was the backs of black people. If they can't get black people to work, if they can't get black people to listen to what has to be said, like slaves, like if they can't get them to listen, then they have a problem, because they need us. Simple as that. They need us. They need that power structure. They need that power structure, and they need to like give people that false idea of security. That's what we've been running off. That's why all those black excellence people exist now, is because they feel very secure. Barack Obama became president, and then black people was like, you know what? I'm a Republican. I voted for Obama that one time, but I'm a Republican. I'm a Republican now since he became president. That means everything is up. That means everything they doing is for me. Everything they doing is for me. Everything that put that black man in that president seat is for me. Okay? That's for us. That's for us. And that's why it's a small amount of black people that vote Republican, but right now, black people are very conservative and very, like, it's a divide that I just see. But I'm only 23. So I haven't seen much, but I be reading. I be watching. I be listening. But it's just like, it looks like the civil rights. Like, it literally, you have at-home dysfunction. It's like 2 decades happening in a year and a half. That's what it looks like to me. 2 decades happening in a year and a half. By June, I will be proven right. Okay, y'all? We had the entirety of 2025, and by June we will see what's up. Okay? But it's like the civil rights movement is happening again. Now it's just not focused like on black rights to vote and all of that, and like to end segregation. It's not focusing on that. It's focusing on the rights of American citizens and non-legal citizens, like citizens without the paperwork, because they're working and they pay taxes. They just don't have the paperwork that says, hey, you are an American citizen. That's it. That's the difference between me and somebody that is an illegal immigrant. Okay, that is the only difference, is that I have paperwork because I was born here, and they don't have paperwork because they just came in here. That's the only difference. And that's the only difference between me, a legal immigrant, and them. Is that between the legal immigrant and the illegal immigrant, is that one of them has paperwork. And you know what? There's not actually a real difference because they're gonna snatch up the legal immigrant too because they speak different and they look different. They look different. Like they got an accent, so they're gonna go for them. That's it. They look Hispanic. They look Latino, so they're gonna go for them. They speak in Spanish. They have a Somali accent. They're gonna go for them. Like that's really the difference. They could be a legal American citizen, but because you have an accent, there's a situation. So that's the civil rights situation happening right now at home. And then you have like multiple different little. You got Israel, and then you got Venezuela. Those are two little situations happening. Israel has been happening for a minute because you always got a background war happening. Like, what was it? The Korean War? I think the Korean War was happening around the same time as Vietnam. But I'm not sure. That could be wrong. I could have my timeline all mixed up. But it doesn't matter. I think they was happening around the same time. But you got divided attention. So you got people trying to focus on two separate things. The only thing not happening in Venezuela is conscription. People aren't getting drafted yet. Well, I think there'll need to be a draft? I would hope not. I would hope that there's not a draft. That's just all I can say. You never know what's gonna happen with these people nowadays because for some reason any and everything is happening right now, so I can never be too sure about anything. They could let out the draft notice tomorrow. They could say we gotta invade Venezuela tomorrow. They could say we gotta invade. Like, okay, they want to do Venezuela. They kind of already did it. They want to do Venezuela. They want to do Colombia. They want to do Cuba. Cuba has always been an issue. Literally always been an issue. Talking about some in our backyard because they are in our backyard. But they always been an issue because it's just a strategic placement. They can't have Russia there. They can't have the Soviet Union there. They definitely can't have modern day Russia. Well, honestly, they could have modern day Russia there. What is modern day Russia gonna do? But they don't want China there. Even though China doesn't do anything. Like China, like you really gotta boss up. When I say I don't want war, I don't want conflict. I just mean like put some pressure somewhere at least. Like if Venezuela was your ally or whatever. If Maduro was your ally and not like the people of the country or whatever, put some pressure to at least get the United States out of there like occupying the government. Like at least do that, but some people don't got the pressure for everybody. They just want to do what they want to do, and they want to act like everything else is not happening around them. It's trifling, but it's like, okay, whatever. Whatever. If that's the situation, then we gotta let it ride. But, yeah, it just looks like the civil rights movement to me. It's like 2026 civil rights era. Like, and it's giving civil war. It's not really giving civil war, but it's giving a very serious civil conflict. Considering that I think that Tim Walz is bringing in the National Guard to moderate and like. I don't want to be like wrong, but I might be wrong because I do have like a good faith of Tim Walz. I think Tim Walz, I don't think he's like a good he wasn't gonna be good. Like I think he has a good heart personally. I think not personally as in like I know him, but I think as an individual he has a good heart and he wants the right things to happen for people. But and he doesn't want like Minnesotans to be done wrong, but he also just doesn't know how to work outside of what's acceptable for like the Democratic Party. But I think he's going to bring in the National Guard to not hurt the people of Minnesota. Like I do think it would be on the side of the Minnesotans and not on the side of ICE, just because everybody is like literally who is on the side of ICE right now. Like if you're on the side of ICE, you're dumb. Like, you're dumb. And that's like for a Democrat. If a Democrat is like sitting there acting like what ICE is doing, it needs to be protected somehow by some way by somebody. Like, that is just dumb and just stupid and just like, what are you doing? Like, literally, what are you doing? But yeah, he's bringing in the National Guard, so then that would be government troops. The United States, the Donald Trump troops, Donald Trump troops versus a state troop of National Guards. Um, and like, I don't think it would be like a real conflict, obviously, but it would. I think it would create a lot of tension that we have not seen before because usually, usually the police are working, you know, with the bad guys. Usually like the National Guard is going to work with the police. That's usually what happens. But in a situation where one group is actually the government, so one group is the government, like the federal, and then the other is the state, I do think that National Guardsmen from a state and the police officers from that state would feel more loyalty to the people of their state than they would to the actual federal government. Even if they voted in some which way for the president. Like, I think if you was a police officer and you voted and you wanted to get some more money, you would have went and joined ICE. And now, I don't know. I don't really know. I don't have any hope in the police or whatever. The police obviously were working with ICE up until recently, everywhere, I guess. So like they were collaborating with ICE up until recently, and they were protecting ICE up until recently. But I don't know. It just really it looks like civil rights era. Like, this is civil rights era things happening, and the only way to like actually correct it is to do the right thing. Like, every time, the reason the United States is the way it is now is because they do band-aid solutions to things that really need complete turnover. Reconstruction era was ruined. Now, people say Ulysses S. Grant fumbled that. I don't think he fumbled that. I'm pretty sure the guy that came after him just undid everything that he wanted to do. What is it, Andrew Johnson? Whoever, what, Andrew Johnson, because I think Andrew Jackson is the one that did Trail of Tears. So Andrew Johnson came in after Ulysses S. Grant, I think, and he just tore up all the actual Reconstruction era things that would have reconstructed the South to, like, punish the slavers, punish the seceding states. That needed to happen. You have to punish the people that are ruining your country. You have to do that. You cannot make them think that it's okay to do it again. And so, Reconstruction doesn't actually happen. Jim Crow laws go into place, and then the freed slaves, the black people, suffer for another like 50 billion years. Like, they suffer for like another 50. No, for like another 80 years, another like 100 years. I'm gonna give them 100 years. They suffer for another 100 years before another band-aid solution is made where they take out segregation, right? They take out segregation, but it's not actually like they do school integration and they do all of those things, but they don't stop white flight from the cities. They don't stop redlining. They don't stop any of those things. So now they pull out, and then you have these disenfranchised people in the city, but you also have you have disenfranchisement. You got drugs running rampant everywhere, and you have people suffering. These people don't have money, and the people outside don't have no money neither, by the way. Like, they have more money, but they are also suffering, but they don't want you. The people outside, the white people, they don't want the black people to also have things. Then you got welfare queens. So then we break down the welfare system so that these people can't scam off everything. Now we're in 2026, and it's still the same messaging. It's still the same situation. It's still the same wants from each side to one side. It's not even really sides for real. It's people that want things to be better, and then it's people that want things to be worse. and there's and then there's the middle people of a bunch of idiots that think that what they want will make things better for them and not for other people. They think they can get one without the other when that's not how it works. You either get a worse life or everybody gets a better life. It's not one without the other. It's not gonna work. Your life is gonna get a little bit worse, and their life is gonna get worser. Okay, that's what actually happens. Not no, I get good, they get bad. That's not how it works. It's never going to work like that. A small group of people are gonna be living it up, and then everybody else is gonna be suffering. That's what happens. But yes, this is all just to say that everything is the same always. Everything is always the same, and we always make the same mistakes. And this is another 26-minute video. Oh my gosh, I've been talking forever. And anyways, thank you for watching. If you made it this far, please leave a comment. Because I know I'm not crazy. Let me know I'm not crazy, please.